Nando's pulled out of sleep.
Start your engines.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix. You join myself, Lemony Tang, in the commentary booth. As always, this is the SSRL, a silly season racing league. It's round 10. It's the championship final from Abu Dhabi. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. Check out the link in the description. But yeah, it is going to be a fantastic evening's Grand Prix racing. There's a lot on the line. The championship is still up for stakes. It's a double point round as well. So there's plenty to sink our teeth in indeed. Let's have a look at these driver standings before we get ourselves anywhere else at the moment. So as you can see behind, we have, it's Andernan leading the way. Andy is leading the way on 154 points. Herman in second on 125. He's 29 points behind. So there's still plenty to fight about here this evening. Ivor as well is still in the championship hunt on 121. Even Mr. Wouter perhaps as well. So Kovacs is rounding out our top 5 in the championship. The rest of the guys there as well. 14th down to 27. We've had a lot of drivers in this year, which is fantastic to see. The strength of field has been phenomenal. As we look to the constructors, Aston Martin leading the way on 236 points, with Mercedes on 170, 66 points behind. Still all up to play for if Aston have an absolute shocker. So we jump back to the coverage here as we have a look. Who's the first one out here bringing us around? It's either Quincy. No, it's not at all. It's Verdugo in the Red Bull. We'll ride on forward with himself as we get ourselves towards turns 5. This not as tight hairpin as it used to be. The guys can really carry some momentum through there these days, but Verdugo with the DRS wide open. Many years ago, Fernando Alonso lost a championship due to that very reason around here. He could not pass Vitaly Petrov in the Renault at the time after making a pit stop. The Ferrari driver of Alonso did, and that was that. His championship hopes was scuppered, hence why they brought in the DRS as well. And now they've made swooping changes to turns 5, and as we just seen there, through turn 9 as well. They've opened it up ever so slightly through the 10, 11, 12 complex, and on the exit here of 13 and 14 under the hotel there. Fantastic. And through the final 2 corners opened up the first part of that as well, trying to carry some momentum onto the straight, a little bit wide for Verdugo, but he is stopping the timing sheets at the moment on a 1:27.5. I'm sure that's going to be tumbling down 1:24.9. So the guys getting some banker laps in at the moment here this evening so far. Still plenty of time left on the clock. 13 minutes and 35 odd seconds left on the clock. You know yourselves. And in the comments about here, I'm going to try and get up some telemetry for you guys for later. So give me uno momento por favor while I get this going. Indeed. So unfortunately with Codemasters we cannot open up the back of it there, but let's have a look ski here. Yeah. Back at the guys here as the lap times start to tumble. Truckster takes top of the timing sheets for the moment on a 1:23.5. Plenty of action going on here so far. Who else is yet to set a lap time? Fellison's out here. What can Fellison do? Our championship protagonists still in the garage. The main was Andy's just come out onto an outlap now himself, so we'll wait and see what kind of a lap time the boys can put on the board here this evening. But Fellison carrying the momentum nicely through that section of track into the final 2 corners. Comes the Aston Martin driver thundering into the braking zone for the final corner now, and accelerating towards the line into 7th for Fellison. So good stuff from himself. We got some more drivers about to start some laps out there. We'll have a look at Andy. We'll concentrate with himself for the moment while Herman is still in the pits. So if Herman wins, so as we look at Andy here, all he has to do is finish P4, and it doesn't matter what happens. If Herman wins the Grand Prix, Andy needs to finish P5 or lower for Herman to win the championship. So if Andy finishes P4 here this evening or better, we know he is the champion. If Herman is second, Andy will have to be P9 or lower for Herman to take it. Otherwise, Andy wins it. Fair play to Herman for supplying these informations here. We also have an outside chance for Aston Martin to win to lose the constructors here. Alpha may be able to get it, but we won't worry about it for the moment. We're going to concentrate on the Drivers' Championships more than anything else here this evening, as Andy comes out of the final corner to throw down the first benchmark for Herman, and he goes top of the timesheets on a 1:22.773 for our championship leader, straight to the top of the timing sheets, and that is gonna be a new target for Herman to aim for here this evening. Herman in the pits, cool as a cucumber, letting the guys rubber up the track out there perhaps at the moment. So the danger there is pulling out the way of somebody starting their lap. Who's out there on one? KamiKayGifts is on one. One of the drivers yet to set a lap time is KamiKayGifts, so we'll have a look at himself in the Williams. Right on board into the chicane. Oh, we're super deep onto the brakes. That's never a good idea. Compromises the second part of the chicane, and we've lost at least 3 to 4 tenths through that alone. Bad run through the left-hander there. Nice momentum being kept up. Loose on the curb on the exit, saves it out of the wall. Just about gets away with that one. Simple start to lap with the driver exiting the pit lane. That is sketchy stuff right there. To the left-hander of 5, he's wide on the exit as well. He's going to lose time all the way down the straight, so not ideal for the McLaren driver of Simple. Everyone's struggling to pick up their apexes out there, it would seem. Although we've got a few more people starting to lap now. Teco's out there on one. He's just in front of us here, but he already has set a lap time, so we won't worry about it too much. We're staying with Simple for now, as he comes into the left-hander of 9 into the complex of 10, 11 and 12. That rear end is looking very close to the edge, but he keeps it skillfully on the road. Into the final corner comes Simple in the McLaren towards the line, and he's got himself up into 9th position, which is a pretty handy banker lap, if I say so myself. Teco's out there on a flyer as well. He's just started. No, he's up by 2 tenths there, I believe, so he's improved. I'm not sure what the timing screen is letting me know there. All we're worried about at the moment is Andy is top of the timing sheets on a 1:22.7. He is our provisional pole sitter. But who do I spot about to start their lap? It's indeed Herman the German. Second in the championship. How can he get on? This is a crucial qualifying lap time with 6 minutes and 40 odd seconds left on the clock. Enough time to get 2 runs in. He's on a set of mediums as well. So that's extremely interesting. He's gone for a set of mediums here. Perhaps the tyre of the soft is running out. Oh no, Quincy's being disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. That's a disaster for Quincy. But Herman the German on mediums. Perhaps with them mediums the temperature holds a little bit better throughout the lap. Towards the chicane of 6 and 7, a crucial braking zone here. You cannot mess up any point on this track, otherwise you will not be on the front row. Down the second back straight towards turn 9, the swooping left-hander, double apex left-hander. We're right on board as we clip the first one and let the front end run out on the exit just to carry the momentum now into 10, 11 and 12. Again, straighten that car up for 12. You do not want to snatch an inside brake. He navigates that nicely into 13 and 14. Off camber, double left-hander underneath Hotel. Through towards 15. And now the final corner. All Herman can do is try and get the braking zone. He is wide of the apex ever so slightly. And he is to second on a 1:23.4, which is a great lap time in its own respect. A tenth up, half a tenth up from Chuckster in third, but Andy still way out in front on a 1:22.7. That's 7 tenths in front. So Herman, he's scratching his head with that one, trying to figure out where he can gain the time. Is on Verdugo out on his second lap. We'll have a look at the Red Bull driver here. No pressure. Into turns 5. We had a look at him earlier on with his first run. Wide in a couple of sections, some great lines in others. So if we can piece this together, he'll be looking well. Is Herbert on a second lap here, I wonder? There's DRS going on. No, he's not. Okay, so we'll go back to Verdugo here. This is when it kindly took us around on our first tour of this track here this evening. It's 16 corners, 5.2 kilometers, 3.2 miles long. And it is a test of ability, wit, cunning, and skill around this Yas Marina racetrack. So Verdugo looks as if he's backed out of this one. Yes, he hasn't either. So Skid Solo start one with Kizikis right in front of him as well. This could be interesting. Ivor has just crossed the line as well. So these are the second runs here. You can see not many other people are out there on one. Andernan perhaps is on one. Let's jump up to Andernan and see what he's saying. Oh, he is indeed. Look at that. Through the double left-handers. He's carrying the momentum, carrying the speed. A little bit wide on the exit perhaps. But Andernan trying it on here this evening. Through the final corner towards the line. Look at that. Loose on the exit. And he's into second at a 1:23.3. What a cracking effort from the Haas driver. He is super Hulk here this evening. Here we go. So Herman, the Germans retired out of qualifying. What's after happening? He's in third and he has retired. That is a disaster for Herman and the championship. 2 minutes and 50 odd seconds left on the clock, and Herman can't do any better now. He is out of qualifying. How's Ivor getting on in the Aston Martin? Let's have a look, Ski. Skid Solo's about to cross the line. Where's he going to jump up to? No, it might have been him starting another lap. He may have invalidated earlier on. So Ivor through the final corner. And across the line into second on a 1:22.8. So it is doable and he can be beaten. But Ivor is just 0.08 of a second off. So that gives Truckster, Fellis, and the Danger David. Oh, the Danger David's retired, so scratch him off the list. But it gives them hope here this evening. Can they beat Andy for pole position? Not if Andy's got anything to do with it. A lot of people coming into the pits here at the moment. Sinfuls just started a lap on them mediums as well. Teko's on one. Toberson's flying into the braking zone. Let's see, I haven't had a look at Toberson all evening. Through the chicane we go. On the exit, a little bit of compromise through there, but he should get away with it somehow. Towards the second sector, are we up? We're up by 0.07 of a second, so perhaps not the best of the chicane for Toberson. Cost him time, costs him dearly, but if he can carry the speed through the section 10, 11 and 12 corners, 13, 14, all calm and collected. No assists here as well, so tremendous skill even just to keep the car on the track, in my opinion, by all of these drivers, let alone trying to set pace lap times. Through the final corner towards the line we go with Thompson, and he jumps up to 14th position. That's a cracking effort from himself there. So Kovac's just flying out there as well. Let's jump up towards anyone up here. Daryl Hey, Daryl in ninth. A lot of other drivers still in the pits waiting to go here, but Daryl's on one. 16 seconds, so there we go. That's it. Andy, Ivor, Andernan is your top three. Herman's in fourth with Truckster Fellas in fifth, sixth. Danger Dave in seventh. So what's after happening here? Is everyone keeping their tyres perhaps for qualifying? Sorry, for the race. As the checkered flag falls here in qualifying, Daryl is going to be the first corner to cross the line. Look at that, and Aston Martin after spinning out of the way to the line. Daryl goes fourth position. What a cracking effort from himself. Who else is going to be next to the line? Is that going to be KamiKayGifts? It is indeed. KamiKayGifts is going to be next along. There's a Haas keeping out of the way. Then it looks as if Thomason's going to be next with Scott thereafter. So let's see how KamiKayGifts gets on. Into the final corner. Can he improve on his lap time? He can by 7 seconds to a 1:26. Decent effort there. Thoberson comes into the pits. Verduccio to the line. Next, what can the Red Bull driver do? Nothing. He can't improve, unfortunately. So Sinful's lifted off the gas. Where's Scott? Scott's up by a tenth and a bit here, according to the timeline. Look how wide he was, though. True turns 14, and he's backed out of it. So it's Andy, our championship leader, who takes pole position for round 10 for the SSRL from Abu Dhabi. Ivor joins him on the front row. Andernan in third, Darrow fourth, and Herman all the way down in fifth. Disaster for the Alfa Romeo driver. But that's the way she goes. So we look at Pleasant Snake's car crossing the line here. Everyone's finished here, so we're just waiting for the countdown to happen. Let's bring up the driver standing. Oh no, wait, we'll do that now in a few minutes' time. What a tremendous qualifying we have been treated to for the season final here this evening. But it's Andy who takes pole position for round 10 for the SSRL in Abu Dhabi. Joining him on the front row is Ivor in the Aston Martin in second with a cracking effort, only 0.08 of a second off. Andernan in third, Darrell in fourth. Herman the German, our other championship protagonist, in fifth. Not a good day for himself there. Truckster is sixth with Fellas in seventh. And the Danger Dave in eighth with Scott ninth. And Pleasant Snake, your top 10 in qualifying. Jolly Boy John in 11th with T-Brand 12th. Simple 13th with Toberson 14th. Kovicska 15th. Teco 16th with Verdugo in 17th. Kisnikas 18th. Skid Solo 19th. And Quincy, your top 20 this evening in qualifying. What an absolute cracker we have been treated to there. They are the flying laps for these guys. Low fuel, fresh tyres. And now it's on to the race where points mean prizes. Let's have a look at the driver standing once more. Wait a minute, what is this? Oh, it's Q2. Interesting. Apparently we're into a Q2 session here. So yeah, we look forward to Q2. Excuse me. So Q2 starts here, and that makes sense why Herman was using mediums earlier on. Okay, so there's still plenty of qualifying left to go here this evening. So Dave makes his way on the outlook. Darrell has us going around there. So we'll have a look ski and see what Daryl is saying. Yeah, it is full quality here this evening. So, interesting enough, we'll have to wait and see who gets qualifying then for the Grand Prix. So, Daryl is on his out lap here. What kind of a lap time can Daryl put up here? Through the first few corners we go with Daryl to see ourselves onto qualifying 2 with 12 minutes left on the clock. What's up, Quinty? Yeah. Must have missed the memo. Anyway, sure, look, Q2 is underway here. Daryl is flying down the straight towards the chicane. Turn 6 into 7. Down the back straight we go into turn 9. So, in the Alpine, it is double points here this evening, so it's all to play for once again for Herman and Andy Andre 1992 in the Mercedes. We look forward to them guys getting their skates on, but Daryl through the final corner is going to put the first time on the board. It's a 123.473, so the times will be tumbling here. This Jolly Boy goes into second in the Scuderia, and the Danger Dave's coming in though. That's going to be a Haas and a Williams. There's a Mercedes out there. Andy's going to start his lap, so we'll jump back down towards Andy here and we'll see how he goes. Herman was out and has come back into the pits, so that's interesting. Okay, so Herman's out there validating, I believe, or something out there. Through the first sector we go with Andy, and he is surely on a way to a competitive lap time. There's no more messing about here. This is Q2. You need to get into the top 10 if you want any chance of a good starting position. Into the chicane we go with Andy. A slight lock up as well. In there as Ebor goes to the top of the timing sheets on a 122.7. But as Andy powers his way down the second back straight through 8 towards the double left-hander of 9. Clip the first one and let the car run out. Well, everyone else has been doing it, but he clips both of them. Fair play by Andy into 10, 11, 12 complex. Red Bull's in the way up in front as well. Bit of a distraction perhaps. There's yellow flags and green flags as well through this section of track, so plenty of concentration needed. Wide on the first apex of the second last corner, but Andy goes top of the time sheets in a 122.592, and he's gonna park himself in the garage with that one and wait to see if anyone can beat it. It's a top 10 go through the Q3 here. Blessed Snake is on one in the sister Alfa Romeo. These guys need a good qualifying here. There is the constructors on the line as well, don't forget. A little bit wide on the second one. He's chosen to carry a little bit more speed, sacrifice track length on that into 10, 11, 12 complex, into 13, 14. This is a very tight and very technical complex. You really need to keep your wits about you. Although it's a very hard place to overtake, you can gain and lose a lot of time through there as Pleasant Snake goes third on a 123.4. So he's a happy camper. Fellison just behind starts a flyer here. He's backed out of it as Fellison. Okay, so we got the Dave on an outlap. Herman's on an outlap now as well. And so is Sinful. So we'll have a look at Dave for now. Slowing right down just to get a gap, I suppose, even though there's no cars in front of him. That Dave starts his flying lap here into turn one. I haven't had a look much at turn 1, 2, and 3 this evening. It is tricky. The rear end can get loose over the top of the hill there, especially on old tyres. You can find yourself in the wall very quickly and immediately out of the race with a monumental accident as well. If you're battling side by side through there, that's just one recipe for disaster around this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix track. Down the back straight, a superb braking zone to launch an attack into the chicane, and then you also have another DRS zone on the exit. So be careful of the old switcheroo down towards turns 9. If you've navigated that nicely, if you're ahead, you can take your line through here nicely, and into the complex we go. A sneaky opportunity perhaps in up the inside into turns 12 on the opening lap, but you need the car you're trying to pass to work extremely well, which it's a 50% chance it's an accident. So perhaps Herman might need to do something like that. Isn't it danger? Dave goes third. Herman or Andy might need to do one of them kind of maneuvers at the end of the race if they need the points. As Darrell invalidates going across the line, so that is a big red lap for Darrell. It's 5 minutes left on the clock, so he's plenty of time to get another lap in. Herman's on one out here, second in the championship, 15th in qualifying with no lap at the moment, so I'm sure he'll get a good one in momentarily. What's up, Darrell? What's up, Quincy? What's up? Yeah, sure. You absolute legends. How he is getting on in the old chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Through the final 2 corners comes Herman, the German, in the Alfa Romeo. And across the line in third. Happy days for Herman. So he's into third position and a 123.0. It's all about getting through the Q2 here, Q3 here this evening. In this Q2 session, the McLaren's overtaking each other. So who's on one out here? Kovacs looks like he's flying through the third sector. He is into the final 2 corners. Goes the Haas driver. Loose on the exit, but he keeps it together, and across the line he is down 4/10, so he is not a happy one there. Perhaps them tyres have gone off just so slightly. Truckster's on an outlap, Thomason's on an outlap, and he's invalidated. He's going to be under pressure here. He needs fuel, needs tyres. Everyone's coming in with 4 minutes left on the clock. This is where it's going to happen. The cooker is rising, the pressure is intensifying. Who's going to get knocked out here? Currently, Scott is in the danger zone with Jolly Boy John in 12th, Andernan 13th, Toberson 14th, and Fellowson in 15th. Kovicka trying to get every bit of advantage he possibly can from the cars around him. T-Brand's jumped off the track. So Kovicka's on a flyer here in the Haas. Oh, he's wide on the exit though. He hasn't invalidated. Herman's retired, so he feels confident enough that his third position will be sufficient enough to get him into the top 10 by the end of Q2 in 3 minutes-ish on the clock. Into the final 2 corners comes the Haas driver, and into the pits we go. Darrell's out there on one. Tobberson's flying along as well out there. Where is Tobberson? Tobberson's into the chicane, so we'll have a look at Tobberson here. Andy's on an, Ivor is on an outlap, interestingly enough. Perhaps gonna try and give Fellowson a bit of a slipstream out there. Get him up the timing sheet, because Aston Martin need to get good qualifying here this evening. I don't quite know. Mr. Welter isn't in the house, unfortunately, so they're a driver down. Into the final corner comes Tolberson though, and across the line into 13th. He's improved by half a second. Can't quite jump Jolly Boy John in 12th. So a lot of drivers on out laps here. Tolberson's invalidated. Truckster's on one. Well wide there. He's not on one really. Fellison's on a flyer. No, he's not. He's invalidated. So with 1 minute and 40 odd seconds on the clock, who's it gonna be? Who's gonna start their lap? It's gonna be T-Brand's coming in. That's a disaster for T-Brand in 9th position. Kovicka's in 10th, who's retired as well. So they are on the cut zone, on the danger zone out here. Oh, Tolberson's invalidated. He won't be, but he might have enough time to get around, but does he have enough juice? Probably not. 1 minute left on the clock here, just about. Jolly Boy keeping out of the way. It's Fellowson who's invalidated. So everyone's going to be on a flyer here. Scott is going to take us across the line. In 11th is Scott. So Scott's the first one across the line. We've Fellowson then next. Then Jolly Boy, Tolberson, and then Andernan. Andernan's actually about to cross the line as well. So this is where the fight's at. Scott, can he improve on Kovicka's lap time? He's a 10th down on Kovicka through the first sector. He needs to pull something big out of the bag here. Jolly Boy John as well needs to do something spectacular. The bait is in front of them. Kovicka has retired, so they know that's what they need to be. T-Brand's in the pits, and so is Truckster, so 9th and 8th aren't going anywhere either. Tolberson has retired. He's into the pits. He is out as the checkered flag waves. He is qualified provisionally 13th, but everyone's on a lap time here who needs to be on one, except for Tolberson. Through the final 2 corners comes Scott in the Alpine. Can he improve through the final corner and across the line into 6th? He does. He's knocked Kovicka out. T-Brand is now in the drop zone. Fellowson's crashed. I can't believe it. Jolly Boy's in 12th, so it's up to Andernan. What can Andernan do? Andernan across the line and knocks T-Brand out of qualifying. And that's the story of Q2. T-Brand's out. Kovicka has retired. He's out. Jolly Boy is out. Tolberson's out. And we've seen Fellowson up against the pit wall. Crashed out as well. Disaster. Oh, it's Teco's last race with us. Thanks, Quincy, for the need to know. Pity he hasn't got through to qualifying here, but we look forward to a great race from Teco, our Scuderia friend. I'm always a Ferrari fan, always have, always will be, and that includes Jolly Boy and Teco as well. Andy, top of the time sheets of Q2 with Ivor in second, Andanan third, Herman in fourth, Darrell in fifth with the Danger Dave sixth, Sinful seventh, Scott in 8th, Pleasant Snake in 9th, and Truckster just about scrapes through in 10th. T-Bran knocked out with Kovalska in 12th, knocked out as well. Jolly Boy couldn't pull it off, and Toppelson didn't quite have it in him. And Fellowson crashes in qualifying out of Q2 is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. But we move on to the top 10 shootout. Who's it gonna be? Let me know in the chat who you think is gonna get pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and who you think is gonna win the championship this evening. What a cracking qualifying two we have been treated to here this evening. Fair play to the top 10. Unfortunately, we lost another 5 drivers. But here we go. This is going to determine who is starting on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the SSRL. It's round 10. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. The engines are firing up in the garages. Looks as if the teams are readying their drivers indeed. We have a few pulling out of pit lane. 11 minutes left on the clock. Oh, the Aston Martin unsafe release there. But it's a 2-run qualifying run here if you have the tyres for it. Herman, the championship contender, is leading us out on this very important qualifying. Herman needs to make it happen. Andy Andre needs to make it happen as well. Ivor needs to make it happen. Let's have a look at these driver standings one more time before qualifying well and truly gets underway. As you see, it's Andy who leads the way on 154 points. Herman's behind on 125 and second on 29 points behind. Ivor's in third with 4 points, and Mr. Welter, who isn't here this evening, is in fourth with Kovalska, our top 5. He's well out of it. So it's between Andy, Herman and Ivor this evening. So it's all to play for, really. Ivor wins the Grand Prix. Herman and Andy have some issues, perhaps. That could be something to keep an eye on. Right, so let's jump back to the footage here as Herman starts his first flying lap here this evening. Into turn 1. Trying to clip that apex. Turns 2 and 3 should be flat out in the Alfa Romeo. Don't jerk that steering wheel too hard, you will spin. But towards turns 5, the hairpin left-hander clicking down the gears in. Still in third though, keeping the rear end in check. DRS wide open now with this long straight towards the best passing opportunity in the track. Turns 6 and 7. Slamming out the gears once again, clipping, almost missed that apex, just about got away with it, and hard on the acceleration, through 7 into 8, DRS wide open once again. Andy is on a lap as well behind us, so we'll try and keep an eye on both of them. Andy has gone purple in sector 1 on a 17.3, Herman on a 35.9 in sector 2, through the left-hander. What is Andy gonna put up? Through 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 complex we go with Herman. And he's gone purple in sector 2 as well. So Herman, with the first blow, with the first punch, throttles it across the line to a 123.0, but Andy in the Mercedes is on an absolute flyer. Through the final 2 corners we go, on board with Andy through towards the line as he accelerates on top of the timing sheets on a 122.5. I don't think anyone's on a lap that's going to try and beat that one. We'll stay with Pleasant Snake. He could very well do it. Truckster on a 122.9 comes into fray. Daryl into the final corner. Will ride on board at the Alpine as he throttles towards the line. Into 4th positions goes Daryl. The Danger Dave is coming in. Pleasant Snake is accelerating and continuing towards the final 2 corners now in the sister Alfa Romeo. Can he back his teammate up through the final corner? A little bit loose on the exit and across the line. Into 6th goes Pleasant Snake. So the pace isn't quite there for the Alfa Romeos quite yet. On board at Andernan now in the Haas. Can he do something here? Into the final corner. He's invalidated on a 122.4. He would have got pole position. Oh my word, Andernan invalidates at the very final corner. But he has the pace, and that is troubling for Andy, Andre, Truckster, Ivor, Daryl, and look at Herman down in 5th. Doesn't quite have the pace just yet. Who's out there on one? That's going to be the question. Sinful's come out onto his outlap. 6 minutes and 20 odd seconds left on this clock. Very vital few minutes now for these guys battling for the championship. So, with the first runs out of the way, this qualifying session is absolutely ridiculous. Andy is our provisional pole sitter, with Truckster is 2nd, Ivor in a 123 flat. And 3rd with Daryl in 4th. Herman the German is our top 5. As a few more drivers start to make their way out, as Sinful starts his flying lap. Will stay with Sinful here. Through the first corner. And up through 2, into 3, over the rise, down through 4, and now the hairpin of 5. His left-hander, swooping left-hander these days. Many lines through there, but you want to get the one that gives you the most momentum onto the straight. DRS wide open for Sinful. No lap time here at the moment. He has one set of soft tyres. I'm assuming that's what he's using now. Left, the one they give you, into the braking zone for Sinful. Hard onto the brakes and through the acceleration zone on the exit. Good line through the chicane by the McLaren driver. DRS wide open, hugging the inside all the way down towards turns 9. And then back to the outside to strengthen the corner as much as possible. Through in towards the complex now. The technical twisty bits. Guessed the apex at 12 nicely. Didn't overrun it either. 13, 14 on the exit. Yes, indeed. 2 more corners left to go for Sinful. It's cut a few out through this evening, but can he get through the final corner? He does, towards the line for the McLaren driver, and he's into a 4th position. What a great lap time by Sinful. A cracking effort from himself on a one-shot qualifying. Basically, it was brilliant stuff, you have to say. Dave's on an outlap. He's going to be starting his lap any moment. So the McLarens have opted for no traffic here. Somebody's trundling down the pit lane at the moment, but it's going to be the last minute or 2 before the rest of the drivers get going. But the Danger Dave crosses the line to start his flying lap into turns 1. He's wide on the exit though. I'm surprised he didn't invalidate it. Up over the rise, right on board with the McLaren driver. The sister McLaren driver, the Simple. That is 17.3 for Dave. Guys getting out of the way very nicely indeed. Fair play to Daryl. Into the braking zone, clips that apex nicely. And look at that run. He's going to open that apex up so good on the exit. DRS wide open. The danger Dave gets one of the best runs onto the back straight I've seen all day. Into turns 9, double apex left-hander. Keep the front end in. He's letting it run wide though to carry the momentum, so he's chosen a slightly different line into the complex of 10, 11, 12, 10 to 15 basically. Gets a stop for the first bit. Extremely difficult braking zones through there. And into the final 2 corners once again for the danger Dave. A little bit wide on the last one towards the line. And into 6th position. 6th position for Dave. A 123.0. Look how many cars are on a 123.0. That's 6 cars within a tenth of each other. That's absolutely ridiculous. As the rest of the field start to pile out, Daryl's on a flying lap though. So let's stay with Daryl as Andy and Herman look as if they're on the back straight there, gearing themselves up for qualifying run. We'll jump down towards Andy, our championship leader. Can he improve on his 122.5? We've got Herman in 7th now, having an absolute disaster, a mare of a time. He's coming through as well. So these guys have got themselves plenty of space. Everyone else back here is sorting themselves out. Between Andy and Herman here for qualifying. Ivor as well. I have to say, I do forget to mention Ivor, but he is just as much in this championship fight than anyone else. Andy crosses the line to start his final flying lap of the season. Into turn 1, we're right on board with the McLaren, with the Mercedes driver. Up over the rise of 2 into 3. Using the curve as well, masterfully to help turn that corner and not turn it into the wall. Hard onto the brakes, missing the apex of 5. So perhaps there's some time out there for a few others. Truckster is on an absolute flyer out there. Keeping an eye on the timing screens, Truckster looks as if he's on an absolute flyer. We'll keep an eye on him. Andy was down. Herman is also down on Truckster, so we're staying with Andy for now, our championship leader, but we're keeping an eye to that top of the timing board because Truckster's about to cross the line. No, he's not. Sorry. He didn't quite get it, unfortunately. So here we go. Andy into the final corner. Can he improve on his 122.5? He does to a 122.2. We'll jump now towards Herman. Towards the line goes Herman, and he's into 3rd position on a 122.6. He left it to the very last second to pull out the pace. Andernan immediately beats him to 3rd position. In the Haas, cracking effort. Daryl has slowed down. Ivor back to 2nd. Ivor jumps the timing sheets to a 122.4, but cannot challenge Andy, who provisionally has pole position. There's only another couple of drivers who could potentially take it away. Pleasant Snake towards the line. Up to 6th goes Pleasant, and Scott stays 10th. Andy gets pole position for round 10 for the SSRL. He's our championship leader, and he gets pole position for the final race. That is cracking stuff Ivor in second. A very valiant effort joining him on the front row. Daryl in third. Andy in fourth. But Herman in fifth. So the Alfa Romeo drivers will be scratching their heads at that one. Pleasant Snake 6th. Truckster didn't quite get there in 7th. Simple and Dave 8th and 9th. And Scott in 10th. But Andy gets pole position for the Silly Season Racing League Round 10 from Abu Dhabi. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. Congratulations once again to Andy, who gets pole position for the Grand Prix. Ivor lines up on the front row beside him in second. Daryl in third, Andernan in fourth. Herman the German in fifth. Not what he was looking for here this evening. Pleasant Snake in sixth with Chuckster 7th. Sinful 8th. Nadanger Dave in 9th. And Scott rounds out our top 10 here this evening. What an absolute cracker we've had here this evening. Unbelievable stuff. Congratulations to Andy once again. Topping the timing sheets all the way through. And he gets pole position for the Grand Prix. So, as we load ourselves in here, we await for the drivers in the garages. They have a bit of a break at the moment, so they're just settling the nerves, calming themselves down, getting themselves ready for the Grand Prix that is ahead of them. As mentioned earlier on, we'll have a look at the drivers' standings once more. And as you can see, it's Andre who leads the way on 154 points. If he gets 4th position or better here this evening, it doesn't matter what happens. He is going to be champion. If Herman wins the Grand Prix, who is second on 125 points, it's a double points final here this evening. So if Herman wins the Grand Prix, Andy needs to come 5th or lower, and Herman wins it. If Herman comes second, Andy needs to be 9th or lower. So that's how that one's working out. Alfa Romeo also need a 1-2. We'll pull up the constructors here for you guys. Alfa needs a 1-2 for the best outcome and a flying lap for 87 points here this evening. Ivor to score 0 to 20 points, so P5 or lower. Alfa would win the championship on a tie break. They both have the same amount of wins as well, so it'll come down to second places, with both teams winning 2 Grand Prix here this year. So whoever gets the amount of second places, which Alfa are ahead in that category. If Alfa are 1 and 3 with a flying lap, Alfa will need Ivor to be P7 or lower. So thanks very much again to Herman for providing these notes on the standing. So again, once more, before we get into the Grand Prix this evening, Andy leads the way on 154 points. He needs to come 4th or better to win the championship. Herman in second on 125 points. Needs Andy to come 5th or lower and for himself to win the race to win the championship. Ivor is in a similar boat. He needs to outscore Herman by 4 points and outscore Andy by the same amount as well as Herman, basically. So it's going to be a close one here this evening. Interesting enough. So we'll run it down. Andy's our championship leader with Herman in second. Ivor third with Mr. Wouter in fourth. He is not here this evening, unfortunately. Kovacs in fifth with Fallison in sixth. Rush Naziri solid run into 7th. Pleasant Snake in 8th with Danger David in 9th. Jolly Boy John in 10th. D Perez in 11th with Quincy in 12th. Darrell 13th. And we've got T-Bran in 14th with Chugster 15th. Andernan in 16th with Skid Solo 17th. F-Tronics in 18th. Sinful 19th. And Teco rounds out our top 20. It's Teco's last race with us here as well. So we bid him farewell and to have a fantastic and enjoyable final race. Energetic 6 in 21st with Kwan 22nd. Nocebo 23rd with Thomason 24th. Scott in 25th with Kisselgus 26th. And Vinienzo 27th. So that is the driver standings. Let's get ourselves back in to the guys as we start our warm-up lap for the final race of the season. Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna win it? Let me know in the comments. Is it gonna be Andy? Is it gonna be Herman? Or is it going to be Ivor? This is the Silly Season Racing League. It's round 10 from Abu Dhabi. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. And we look forward to it as we have always looked forward to it all season long. I'm gonna get up the car bits and bobs as well. There we are. We get the bits and bobs going for these guys. Brilliant. So it's going to be a dry race here this evening. Andy is our pole sitter for round 10. He's done a phenomenal job all the season long. Ivor joins him on the front row again. A phenomenal job all season long. Every single one of these drivers need to be proud of their efforts. Darrell in 3rd, Andernan in 4th, Herman the German in 5th. Pleasant Snake in 6th with Chuckster 7th. Sinful in 8th with Danger Dave 9th. And Scott, our top 10. T-Bran in 11th with Koviska 12th, Jolly Boy John 13th, with Tobelson 14th, Fellas in 15th, with Teco 16th, Veraduco in 17th, Kismakis 18th, with Skid Solo 19th, and Quincy rounds out our running order here this evening. Well, well, well. Who is it going to be? Who's going to be the champion? We're going to find out momentarily here as the grid start to line up for the final time. This is the SSRL, the Silly Season Racing League. It's round 10 from Abu Dhabi. It's the championship final. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. The green flag is waving at the back and we are under starters orders. We await lights on the gantry. We've got 3, 4 and 5. And we are racing for the SSRL for the final time. Andy gets a perfect start into turn 1 as the rest of the field start to make their way through. A little bit wide by the Danger Dave. But Ivor Co at the front seem to be getting away there. Herman's off the track, is he? Who is that? That's Pleasant Snake off the track. He's given Herman the position. Straight away as the rest of the field pile into the braking zone of the left-hander. There's Dodge Central going on. Now, as the rest of the field make their way towards the braking zone of the hairpin, we have a look at Darrell in second. Pulls to the inside of Ivor. He doesn't want to get involved. The rest of the guys are 3 wide into here. Look at this, up the inside. Who's thundering up there? That's Fellowson. And he gets it stopped as well. Fair play. Into 10th position. What an outbreaking maneuver. So as the rest of the field make their way through the first lap, we jump back towards Darrell on the back of Ivor. Settling out is the pack. KamiKayGifts and Co. We're still side by side. Back here, KamiKayGifts thinking about a move on Verdugo, but thinks better of it. Andy has pulled a 1.3 second advantage onto lap 2. Ivor in second with Daryl third and Herman. If it Truckster's crashed though, Truckster's crashed out of the race into the final corner. I don't know if we've seen that or not. May have in the background. Let's bring that up side by side replay before something else happens. As the field make their way onto the back straight for the second time. Have a look here in the background. We'll try and see what happens to Truckster, who was running so well. Oh, he's lost the rear. Oh, I didn't quite see it. No, we didn't. Unfortunately, we did not. So, we'll worry about it later. Quincy's up into the 10th. Look at this. Elbows out with these guys. Quincy into 13th. He was up a good bit there for a moment, perhaps outbreaking himself. So, down the back straight into 9 we go. This gaggle of cars, you have to say, keeping each one of themselves honest here. Quincy shows the nose into 12, but again, it's a very dodgy spot to try and overtake. Andy is a 1.5 second advantage to Ivor. Herman's gonna have to start making moves on Daryl or Co. if he wants any opportunity of catching Andy and challenging for the win. Quincy on the back of Scott. Oh, who was that? Somebody spun. That's T-Bran. Gets away with it, does T-Bran. Up the inside goes to KamiKayGifts. Oh, sorry, KamiKayGifts. And they're okay. So down the front straight, or the back straight, I should say. Andy leads the way, as we said already. In danger days though with the DRS. Overtake on Pleasant Snake. And move to the inside to defend it as well. Very nicely done indeed. But now, here's the old switcheroo. Pleasant Snake has DRS. Is he going to catch Dave into the braking zone? No, he's not. Yellow flag sector 2. Herman was up into 4th, but who's that having an issue? Jolly Boy and Scott having some good races back here. They are indeed. And wide goes Jolly Boy, so he's going to be compromising the cars behind. Let's jump on board of Quincy. He has a perfect view of this battle developing up in front. Quincy pulls to the outside, gets a phenomenal run and makes the maneuver into turn 1, gives room. Oh, Dodge Central. Scott just manages to keep the position. He retakes it as Quincy ran wide through the exit. Into the braking zone goes Quincy, pulls out the last second, he's up the inside, but Scott carries the momentum, and that's that one. So let's jump back towards the front of the field. Herman, the German, is battling Daryl and Ivor. Andy's gained 2.4 seconds to the cars behind. Caution flag sector 2. That's KamiKayGifts having an issue. Side by side with Ivor and Daryl, though. Daryl takes 2nd position from Ivor. And Dave takes the 5th position from Snake. We're right on board of Herman now. Herman sees one of his championship protagonists up in front, and he knows he has to pass him to go and catch Andy. Both of these drivers seeing Andy in 1st position is not good enough. They need Andy to come 5th or lower to stand any chance of winning this championship. But Herman, all he can do is drive his heart out here this evening, the same as Ivor, same as Andy. And the racing gods are going to decide who wins this championship. We know it's not over till it's over. In real life. And this is no different. This is the SSRL. It is round 10. It is the championship final as Herman closes right up to Ivor on the exit of turn 5. DRS wide open for both of these drivers. Ivor is pulling away down the straight. Darrell has to defend the inside. Pleasant Snake and Coward battling hard as well, but we're going to stay with this battle as much as possible. DRS wide open for the guys again. To the outside goes Ivor, and he gets the maneuver done into the braking zone. He does. Darrell has no answer, and that is second for Ivor once again. Herman all the time losing time behind these guys. They can still see Andy in front, in fairness. But he's getting away from them. So T-Brand's into the pits, perhaps triggering an undercut. But here's the battle once again ensues for second position. Darrell in third gets the DRS. Herman in fourth gets the DRS. Status quo once again. Good acceleration from Herman. He's got a fantastic run. He pulls to the outside. DRS is wide open on Darrell, but Darrell has it on Ivor as well. We're 3 wide into the braking zone. Ivor cuts in on Darrell. Is there contact? I don't quite know. It's 3 wide. It's still 3 wide, and Herman is gonna get the positions. Unbelievable. What a maneuver by Herman to take second, and then he crashes. I can't believe it. He saves it. I can't believe it. Herman had the job done, and now look, he's being pushed back in towards the danger Dave and Snake. I don't know how he saved that car, but he did. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Let's have a look at that one on the side-by-side replay. That is almost, you can't even ride it. So we're 3 wide into the braking zone for turns 9. This is just a phenomenal battle going on between all of these drivers. Through the apexes, through the exit, Herman's up the inside, says thank you very much lads, but into turns 12, look on the exit of turns 12 as he's getting the acceleration on, almost loses it. I thought he did lose it, to be fair. Just about got away with it. What a save. As Darrell and Ivor are side by side into the braking zone, this battle is not switched off, it's on fire, and Andy has a 5-second advantage to the field now, but the gloves are off. Everyone wants a good result here this evening. Darrell to the inside, Ivor gives it to him, and Darrell takes second position. Herman on Dave, he's made his way up, but Pleasant Snake and Anderdan are side by side behind. There's contacts there, there's big contact, and they're still side by side. Elbows are happening here. Who's it going to be on the exit? They're still side by side, and still side by side. Pleasant Snake just about gets the maneuver done with. Cautions, yellow flag, sector 1 and 2. What's after happening? Who is this? That's somebody in the pits causing these yellows? I'm not quite sure. It's a bit confusing. We won't worry about it too much right now. The battles are all happening on track. That's a massive accident. I can't believe it. These two are going straight to the wall out of the Grand Prix. It's a safety car for the SSRL. Disaster on track. Cannot believe it. Fella since out of the race. Andy needs to reset the track here. Andy needs to reset the track. His car is finished with. Andy's out of the race. He's been disqualified. A disaster safety car on lap 8. I cannot believe it. Just kicked off. It's just kicked off. I don't know what to do. Andy, our race leader, had a 7-second advantage. That's all being wiped out. So what did he do? Come in for Tarsh as our good man Paul the rest, I would say. And they do indeed. Andy's into the pit lane. This is where what tyres they're on is going to be an issue. Everyone's on mediums. They're going to come in for a set of hards to the end. Of course they are indeed. So with that one, we'll be back with you after these short messages. This is the SSRL. It's round 10 from Abu Dhabi. It's the championship final, brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. Check out the link in the description. It's lap 9 of 29, and we are under safety car. Introducing the ultimate racing notebook, your indispensable companion for every motorsport racer. This sleek, purpose-built notebook is designed to enhance your racing experience. Take notes after every session, make each drive count. Write down and review incidents, lap times, and your performance. This racing notebook comes equipped with dedicated time slots for personal and session bests for each race event. Now you can keep track of practice sessions, qualifying laps, and the main race with precision, allowing you to easily note down the critical moments of each session. In the notes section, you can capture every detail, whether you want to jot down driver insights, strategies, or highlight standout moments. The notes section provides you with the canvas to document the essence of each race. The racing notebook is not just a journal, it's a comprehensive tool to enhance your racing experience. Whether you're a casual fan or a dedicated motorsports aficionado, this notebook is the perfect companion to fuel your passion for racing and gain lap time and consistency. So, them short messages are just about enough time for me to grab my charger. Lap 9 of 29 here. Check out the racing notebook into the description at the channel. Really appreciate it. But Andy leads the way here on a new set of hards. Darrell's in second with Ivor in third, and Herman the German now in fourth, and the Danger Dave our top 5. Ooh, everyone needs to watch out on the brakes there. Pleasant Snake is in 6th with Quincy 7th, Scott in 8th with Kovic at 9th, and Vero Duco our top 10. Sinful in 11th, Teco 12th, Thomas in 13th, Skid Solo 14th, Jolly Boy in 15th, and T-Brand in 16th. We've lost Fellas and Kiss, Truckster and Andernan. Let's have a look at that one more time under the full replay. So as you can see, we're looking at this battle coming towards us, turns 1, 2, and 3. I think it's going to be the Haas of Andernan who's going to get loose on top of the hill. We said it at the start of the broadcast to watch your rear through there. Indeed he is. He's collected by the McLaren, and then the Alpine and himself and the Haas and the Aston Martin fly into the side there together. Let's get that up one more time and really break it down. Okay, so everyone is doing well into turn 1. A little bit wide there from Andernan, so he's under pressure, but look, up over the hill, he's on the curb on the inside, which is going to lose the rear on the exit. As you can see, the McLaren's going to come right into the back of him and collect him. Then they're all kind of in the middle of the track. And then that's an Aston Martin that's going to go careering into the wall with him as well. And that was Fellison out of the Grand Prix. Disaster for all of these drivers involved. Definitely not how you want to finish your last race of the season. Hopefully we'll be safety car in this lap if T-Bran can catch up to the back in time. We are indeed. So Andy takes over the safety car privileges here, and it's up to him to bring us back to green flag racing. So it's given Herman and Ivor a bit of a reprieve here. Andy seems to be running away with it, but they've all got their brand new tyres now. And we'll see how the rest of the race goes. Still hasn't accelerated yet. Andy, he's going to accelerate now. No. He's accelerated away now. So Darrell does let him get a bit of a jump there. Everyone else starting to stream themselves into turn one. Verdugo is being passed by people left, right and centre. Up over the hill we go once again. And everyone navigates it very nicely indeed for lap 11 of 29. Andy leads the pack down the back straight with Darrell in second, Ivor in third. Herman pulling out of the slipstream of the cars up in front. No, sorry, that's Pleasant Snake defending the inside for Dave. So them two have continued on their battles. But here's the championship challengers. Herman's on the back of Ivor, but Ivor doesn't want to give it to him. They're both using an ERS stump. Everyone's on a big ERS stump this restart. Oh! Don't quite know what happened there. I thought Herman was having an issue, but the game just glitched. It's still okay. It's going to prove instrumental in the later stages of this race, because if the net code isn't quite syncing up with people, that could have a profound impact, literally and hypothetically, on this race and drivers. Herman's going to pop out into the braking zone, is he? No, it looked as if he was lining up the dummy. But Ivor's wide, Herman's up the inside and takes the position, does Herman. Herman's on a set of softs, so let's have a look at the tyres here. Softs for Herman. Pleasant Snake on softs as well. Alfa Romeo, no, they need to try and do something here. Can Herman catch Andy? Herman's still trying to catch Darrell. Darrell's got a good run on Andy. 1.3 seconds though. Andy has pulled the DRS advantage out. Not through the exit here. Hard on the overtake. Darrell defends the inside, but Herman's gonna pull to the outside into the braking zone of 9. Is Herman gonna swoop it around? He's done it once before, and he's done it again. Herman gets second position. Darrell's trying to fight it around the outside, but Herman gets it. And now we can go after Andy at the front of the field. Right on board of Herman, he's got a superior tyre advantage to the cars around him. DRS is now enabled as well. Herman on the 125.0, fastest car on track by miles, and he's going to be within that DRS activation zone now any moment. No, I don't think so for turn 4. Oh yes, we are indeed. Just about gets it. So wait on the exit. Let's have a look here at the gap to front and the tyre advantage as well. DRS wide open for the second one. He's not going to catch Andy this time around, but is he going to make a maneuver on him? One of these sections, battles happening behind, a load of drivers passing each other. So they are indeed. Herman on the exit towards the final two corners we go. He's on the back of Andy like nobody's business through the final corner towards turn 1 we go. Andy defends the inside. Herman tries to swoop it around the outside of turn 1. He is still there as well. Andy's on the inside and Herman takes the position. What a cracking maneuver by Herman. He is passing cars left, right and centre. But Andy is the one now with the DRS. We'll jump back to Andy. And we'll see if he can gain any advantage down the straight. So, Herman's... We are indeed. Is Herman going to defend the inside? Darrell's going for a move on Andy, and Darrell takes second position. Andy has hesitated and found himself back in third, with Darrell now in front of him and Ivor right behind, going to be closing the gap in as well. Andy pulls to the outside though at turn 9. Can he swoop around the outside of Darrell? Darrell dives it back up the inside. It's still side by side through the apex here. And no, not quite. Andy's going to get squeezed out. Is he into 12? He's still on the inside. He's made the maneuver, has Andy. The maneuvers are happening. What a cracking pass by the Mercedes driver to maintain second. So Andy's still in front of Darrell. Andy's finding himself with a bit of hardship here. He's not having it his own way, and now it's his turn to stress. It's his time to keep his cool, to keep the head. He sees Herman in front. He knows he has the strategy. The hards are going to last a lot longer than them soft, so Herman does need to pit again. Andy with the DRS down the straight, we're right on board. He's not going to get it this time around into the braking zone. But he has no pressure from Taro behind, which is extremely important. DRS wide open. Gonna closing, but not quite there for turn 9. Herman knows this and takes an unconventional line, I have to say, through there, but he ran just ever so slightly wide, in fairness. So are these softs starting to give up on Herman, or is he backing Andy up into the pack? That's the question. I know what I'd be doing. 15% tyres on these hards, and let's have a look at Herman's 25 and 25. So Herman's struggling out there with tyre wear. Darrell's on 16 and 15 respectively himself. Ivor on 17 apiece. Everyone pushing extremely hard here. Dave just about in the DRS as well. But this is the battle for the race lead between the top 3 drivers. Ivor can see the battle. He's tantalisingly close. We're just over halfway for the Grand Prix as well. It's been absolutely class so far. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Down the back straight once again. Herman defends the inside. Andy goes to the outside. Is Herman going to keep it down there on the brakes? No, he pulls back in, trying to gain the acceleration on the exit. He does indeed, and he's going to have the DRS this time around. So it's a chess game between the 2 drivers. Andy doesn't defend the inside either and gives it back to Herman. Darrell, meanwhile, in third. Ivor is closing up as well. So they're starting to lose some pace behind Herman. Although Herman is strategically keeping position. Oh, he's so loose on the exit is Herman. He nearly threw it into the wall. But look at Darrell. Darrell is right on the back of Andy himself. So they're all pushing so hard out here. Something's going to give. Something's going to crack. Yellow flag sector 3. Thoberson seems to have hit the wall on the exit of turns 14. He's kept her going. Had a bit of a loop-de-loop perhaps. Bit of a spinneroo. Here we go though. Andy's right in the back of Herman into the braking zone. Not able to do it. And these guys are all bottled up now. Darrell's got a good run. Ivor's got a good run. It's a 4-5 car battle for the race lead. Darrell to the inside, Ivor to the outside, and Andy to the outside. Herman is still there. Oh, lads, that is dodge central. Andy's got the run, and he's going to keep the run into turn 9. Herman's been dispatched off. Great racing from the guys there. Herman's going to find it hard now to get back at these guys on his 8-lap-old softs. Has it all gone away here for Herman? Andy is wide on the final corner. It's going to give Darrell a bit of an advantage into turn 1, but he can't capitalise. If that was grass or gravel, he definitely would have. But this track has a lot of runoff areas made of tarmac here. Darrell, though, is not giving Andy any respite here. Ivor in third as well. Could this be another 3-wide situation? Herman is right on the back, is also in fourth. So here we go, down the back straight for the 18th time. Can Darrell do anything into the braking zone? No, he hasn't. Andy perhaps using a bit of an ERS dump there. Scott and Quincy battling hard into the braking zone. They are indeed. Pleasant Snake up the inside as well. Not still status quo for the guys up here to the braking zone. Okay, so we'll jump back towards Quincy and Scott there, sorting themselves out. 3 wide with Sinful, Pleasant Snake. And there's contacts made there between Kovacic and Sinful. Oh, sorry, Snake. And this seems to be settled with at the moment. Back to Herman at the front of the field. We've gotten the danger Dave starting to close up on these guys in the background to make it a 5-car battle perhaps. (39-41% usage on these tyres for Herman. He's going to have to pit sooner rather than later. Does he have a new set of softs to put on or a new set of mediums? Perhaps, I'm not quite sure. And I think he is looking for a bit of the racing god magic now. Andy leads the way. He's still under a lot of pressure from Darrell in second, down towards the braking zone for the chicane. This time around, Andy has no answer, and Darrell is up the inside to retake the race lead. He's deep on the brakes, and the rest of the guys are going to Constantine it up once again. But Andy gets a phenomenal run through the exit, and it's going to be him who is in the slipstream now with a DRS, pulls to the outside. Ivor is there as well in the background, decides not to risk it. So Darrell retakes the lead. Andy's in second with Ivor third, and Herman sitting back and forth, just watching it unfold in front of him. It's starting to work out well. It could theoretically still happen for Ivor or Herman here. Herman's come into the pits. So Herman's into the pits. And he's got a lot of time to gain up now with 9 laps left on the clock. 10 laps left, really. Yellow flag, sector 1. Who has crashed? That is Quincy into the wall, is it? I think it may be. Quincy has a spin, loses some front wing end plate as well for his troubles. And this could get dodgy for T-Bran and Co at the top of the hill. It is a little bit dodge central. Look at this, down the inside. T-Bran on Jolly Boy. And he makes the maneuver stick. But I'm going to jump back towards the race leaders because Darrell has just been taken by Andy. Andy's back to the race lead here. I know Darrell's going to try and get it back at the slipstream, but he's not close enough here. So that is sorted for now. Where is Herman come out? Herman's in 12th on a brand new set of softs. Let's bring up the interval to the leader. He is 20 seconds behind. T-Ban and Jolly Boy going hard at it there as well. Get rid of the tyre information. We're back to interval. Right, so Herman's 20 seconds off the leader. He needs to pass Teko ASAP. Teko's holding the zone. On his final race here for the SSRL. This is for position. He doesn't need to give it, but he's given the championship contender Herman plenty of room to get around there. And as Teko knows himself, it's not quite his fight this evening. T-Bran and Quincy have pitted, so Herman's into ninth. We run a set of mediums. We got Scott and Sinful to come in as well. Interesting to see Ivor be passed by Dave. So with the battling calming down at the front, Ivor has dropped off a bit of the pace. Daryl is fighting hard. Is he going to dive to the inside? Not quite able to do so. Ivor up the inside though of the danger Dave and retakes the position. Into third position goes Ivor. So what really needs to happen is Herman needs a safety car to bring himself back into contention. The other drivers are going to get a pit stop advantage anyway. That hasn't quite gone well for Herman here this evening. He took a gamble. That's what you have to do. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. Sometimes it does, but that's why it's a gamble. You just never know. Daryl has dropped to 9 seconds behind Andy now as well, so what's it gonna be? Herman sets the fastest lap. Let's have a look at the leader. 17 seconds. We'll keep that up for now. Ivor and Dave battling hard. Dave to the inside to take third position, and he does so skillfully into the braking zone of 6 and 7. As the battles start to ease themselves out here. Ivor is stuck in fourth now. Stuck in fourth behind the danger Dave. Behind Daryl and Andy, which is not what these guys needed. What's the tyres like on Andy? 35, 34, plenty of grip to go to the end here. Herman's past Jolly Boy. He'd be happy with that one. So he's 17 seconds off the lead. He pitted from third or fourth position battle. Okay, so the pressure's still on. Can Herman catch these drivers? Also, we know them softs are only good for about 6 laps if you take the goodness out of them. What's up, A-Rush? Yeah, I know what you're saying there. 16 seconds off the lead is Herman. The strategy hasn't quite worked out, but there's still plenty of laps left to go in this race, and we all know ourselves anything can happen, and it usually does in motorsport. We wait for KamiKayGifts and Sinful here, the closest battle on track. Can't quite gain that extra bit to challenge this time around. So Daryl is stagnated at 1.2 seconds behind Andy. Herman is still catching him 14.5. He's going to catch Sinful now in a couple of laps time. In turn, he's going to catch KamiKayGifts. He has a bit of time to catch up to the battle he was in. Giving it a good go though is Herman. Perhaps realising he didn't quite have the pace here on Andy. He tried to do something different, but Andy's just looked phenomenal from the start of this race. .14 now. Herman is behind Andy with it ever closing the gap, 13.8 as I speak. We'll be right on board with our champion-elect here, Andre. He just needs to keep his head, keep his calm. He's got a 1.1 second advantage to Darrell behind. He's got 13 seconds advantage to his closest championship rival, with Ivor in fourth, 3.7 seconds behind as well. So Andy is in that top 4 position he needs, no matter what, to win the championship this evening. Just needs to keep it out of the wall now and keep it on the tarmac. 5 laps to go in the SSRL Championship final. Andy leads the way with Darrell in second, the Danger Dave third, and Ivor in fourth, and Scott, your top 5. Looks as if Herman's caught right back up. Oh, look at this contact, Herman. A little tap on Sinful there. Not quite sure how that happened, but he gets away with it. Both of them on the ERS down into the braking zone. Herman pulls to the inside and takes the position. Almost crashes into the back of Kovic's skid as well, it looked like, but he gets away with it and he accelerates now towards his next goal, which is Kovic's skid. Kovic's skid pulls to the inside, but Herman's going to try it around the outside once again. Through turns 9. He's on the outside using the NASCAR line and takes 6th position. Nothing Kovic's could do about that one. So Herman is 12.5 seconds off the race leader now. Still more than a straightaway, nearly a whole sector, so it's still quite a long way for Herman to try and do it with only 4 laps left on the clock. Herman done a 126.6 his last time around. Andy done a 127.4, so he's not gaining enough. And Herman's tyres are already on 36 and 34%, 35% respectively. We jump back up to Andy. He's on 47 and 47. So these tyres are reaching the grip limit here. They should still structurally be sound. I don't think there's any punctures to worry about. Kovic's still on the back of Herman here. But Herman's pulled nicely enough away to have no challenge into turn 9. To the final 2 corners comes Kovic's. Still one of the closest battles on track. Jolly Boy and Pleasant Snake are going to be at it soon. It's been a long one here this evening in the commentary booth. But Herman is 11 seconds off the race lead now. He's only 5 seconds off Ivor, in fairness. Herman's going to be closing up to Scott soon. Jump up to Herman now. He's in the DRS zone as well, so he is well and truly on for his 5th place finish. Try as hard as he might all evening long, it just hasn't opened up for him. It hasn't materialized for Herman. He's gone a short first stint with that safety car. Around the outside goes Herman, deep on the brakes, but pulls the maneuver off, and he's into 5th position. Only 5.8 seconds off Ivor. In fairness, he would want to pass. Could potentially lose out on second in the championship with this double point system. Not quite sure Ivor will have enough, but there is the possibility. Into turn 9 we go for the penultimate time. Was right up with Andy, your championship leader, our race leader in the Mercedes. Not long now for himself. He just needs to keep it on the island. No risk of a safety car now at this stage. It's all down to him. And it's at this point, as a driver, you start to hear them little sounds in the engine bay. Start to feel the little vibration through the steering wheel. You need to keep calm, keep collected. As the SSRL season winds down here. But Andy is about to cross the line to start his final 5.2 kilometer, 3.2 miles around this Abu Dhabi racetrack. 16 corners he's got to do to win the championship. He's navigated 1, 2 and 3 up over the rise. That's one of the most dangerous parts of the track. He can relax now. He needs to get his braking zone correct for turn 5 as he swoops it in. He's wide on the apex. There's no pressure from the cars behind, so he doesn't need to worry about it too much. Down the back straight for the final time towards the braking zone of 6 and 7. Into the chicane, no pressure from the cars behind. Darrell is way out of DRS pressure, and it's all up to Andy here to navigate the last few corners. He's got this one. One hand on the trophy already. Into 9, the double apex left-hander. He's done it 28 times before with no bother at all, and he's navigated that perfectly once again. Into the complex of 10 to 15 goes Andy. A little bit loose there. He's almost pushing. He can nearly coast it now to the line, but Andy comes through the final 2 corners here to not only win the race, but Andy Andrew is gonna win the championship. He takes the checkered flag. He wins the Grand Prix, and he is your new SSRL champion. Congratulations to Andy. This evening, Ivor finishes in 3rd position. So that could do very well for himself in the championship. Herman couldn't quite get there. He gets 5th. But Andy wins the Grand Prix. Darrell is in 2nd and Ivor is 3rd. Herman down in 5th though with that one as well. That is some end to the championship. Congratulations to Andy Andre, who wins the Grand Prix and wins the championship here this evening. He must be ecstatic in that cockpit. Herman the German gets driver of the day. Try as all he might, he couldn't quite open up the opportunity or the strategy. But Andy wins the race. He's our champion, the new champion. It's Andy on top of the podium, which seems extremely right. The trophies are handed out. The celebrations are starting. The team are happy, and there's only one thing left. It's Andy's last chance, but first time the champion. It's the champagne! What What a Grand Prix we have witnessed this evening. Andy wins the race and wins the championship. Daryl in second, and Ivor with a very valiant third, or your podium position finishers this evening. The Danger Dave in fourth, with Herman the German with a cracking race to finish in fifth. It just wasn't his day. Scott in sixth with Kovacs seventh, Sinful in eighth with Pleasant Snake in ninth, and Jolly Boy John your top 10. T-Bron in 11th with Teco 12th. In his final race for the SSRL, congratulations to the Scuderia driver. It's been a pleasure commentating on him all season long. Skid Solo 13th with Quincy 14th, Vero Duco in 15th, Thomas in 16th, Fellas in 17th, Kismikas 18th, Truckster 19th, and Andernan in 20th. Let's get a few of the guys in here and see if we have anyone to have a chatski with. No one's in here at the moment. The guys are getting themselves sorted. Ivor, congratulations. Andy, congratulations. You win the race and the championship. How do you feel? Hello, Andy, you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Congratulations. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Well, thank you. Honestly, I'm totally spent. I'm exhausted. I'm sweating like a pig. I was under constant pressure after the safety car, but I managed to get it home in one piece, so I'm incredibly happy.
Some fantastic battles out there, I have to say. As you say, it was a 7-second advantage you had at the safety car, but then how did you feel when the safety car came out and the subsequent battles afterwards? It was very tight between Daryl, Herman, yourself, and it was like 3 wide at one stage into turn 9. How were you feeling through them positions?
Well, initially it all went well. I managed to pull the gap from Daryl. I've kind of got the hang of the safety car restarts.
Mm-hmm.
But Herman changing to the softs, yeah, that really gave me a headache. I couldn't keep him behind on the softs, and that opened to the opportunity for Ivor and Daryl to join the fight also. So it was it was a bit riskier than I hoped for, but happily I managed to keep it on track.
Well, fair play to you once again. Daryl, you mentioned Daryl there. Daryl, how are you doing? Second position. You were battling up there all race long with the championship contenders and all. You were phenomenal out there today. How do you feel with your podium?
Absolutely brilliant. It's a shame I didn't have the pace, but yeah, I did try. But yeah,
you definitely did. I'm telling you, you kind of all got a bit of a reprieve with the safety car. How did you find all them battles earlier on?
pretty good. I thought Evo was going to stay ahead of me, but yeah, just battled all the way through. Try to stick with Andy, but just couldn't do it in the end.
Well, fair play to you anyway. Ivor, fair play to you. Third in the race. I'm not quite sure with the positioning, because you were just behind Herman in the championship, but you finished 2 positions ahead of him. So congratulations anyway, 3rd place. How do you feel about your efforts this evening?
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Everyone was pulling very hard today. My goal was just to avoid any contacts, anything. So just to stay a little bit ahead, get some points, and get it home, because it would have been a shame not to get it. We did it, so I'm very, very happy. It's been a fantastic season, and Andre has, I mean, he's done a masterclass. He was far ahead from us today, and Darrell also did great today. And Herman, it was just for the pit, that the strategy with softs, if there is another safety car, great. Unfortunately, it wasn't, so it's racing. But it was a huge season. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. As you say, Herman, we are joined by Herman in the commentary box. Herman, if I can bring you in there, commiserations there. You tried everything there this evening with the strategy calls. You just couldn't quite get there in the end. How do you feel?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Andy and Aston Martin on that side. Yeah, to be honest, was surprised how shocking the car was in qualifying. Like I had good practice, and the car was not where I wanted to be. And then yeah, with the strategy, we had to try something else. Like we were on the off the brink of losing it anyway. It was a huge task ahead of us tonight. And as Ivo said, like if there's a safety car after I passed everyone after the restart, then yeah, we would be in prime position. Snake did a fantastic job as well. My thanks to him as well for the season, despite not yeah, reclaiming the constructors title. But yeah, what can you do after that? Like the gap was too big, and yeah, just going out for some fun at the end, fastest lap as well. Some battles with the other guys. So yeah, just trying to enjoy the last moments of the season.
Well, fair play to you anyway. You've given us a phenomenal season once again. But Andy, we'll leave it off with yourself again. Any thoughts? How do you process this championship, and how do you move forward now next year into the new game?
Well, first of all, I want to take a few seconds to congratulate everyone for the intense but also very clean season that we all shared. A big thank you to Quincy for putting this league together, to you for the always energetic commentary, the stewards, and everyone who took part. On my side, it took a bit of hard work this month to get this result, but honestly, it was worth every second. It's a memory that will make me happy for a long time. So I'm very happy about it.
Well, as you put it very nicely indeed, fair play to every single person involved here in this championship, in this series, in this season. And it's all about having fun. We've all had a fantastic time. And I, for one, can't wait for next year in the next game. Congratulations to Andy once again, who wins the Grand Prix and the championship here this evening. And also to Daryl and Ivor, who join him on the podium in second and third. Commiserations to Herman as well. Fantastic battling through the whole championship. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you soon. Have yourself a great one and enjoy the new game.